Good morning and thanks for joining us as we come live to you from downtown Dallas. I'm Cleo Green and we've got a lot to cover this morning, starting off with Texas senators now expected to resume deliberations in Attorney General Ken Paxton's impeachment trial at 9 o'clock this morning. Here's the deal. If 21 of 30 eligible senators convict Paxton on any of the 16 articles of impeachment, he is automatically removed from office, and there will be a subsequent vote on whether to permanently bar him from seeking state office. Our Natalie Haddad is live in Austin at the Capitol. And Natalie, things wrapped up around 8 o'clock last night with no verdict.
That's right, Cleo. In fact, things really wrapped up even before 8 o'clock. So deliberations started around noon, and then by 7 o'clock, we had actually seen senators leave the Capitol grounds. So we were all kind of wondering, well, what is the decision? Did they come up to anything? Turns out, like you mentioned, no decision had been made. So let's have a recap of what happened yesterday. In fact, let's take it a few days even before then, leading up to this moment. So on Wednesday, the prosecution rests its case. Then on Thursday, the defense did the same. Then yesterday came closing arguments. We saw two very different arguments in the Senate chamber. First, the defense. Tony Buzbee, representing Mr. Ken Paxton, was loud. He called the entire case a joke. He said the case was built on assumptions and prosecutors could prove nothing. Buzbee even went so far as to mock some of the witnesses, some of which, I may add, were in the gallery watching these closing arguments. Now, compare that argument to that of the prosecutors. Republican State Representative Andrew Murr, who is a House impeachment manager, he had a calm demeanor. He opted to go through the articles of impeachment and play audio clips of witness testimony that proved their case. But in closing, prosecutors brought out Representative Jeff Leach. Now, Leach, who is from Collin County, just like Paxton, got emotional at times, calling Paxton a former trusted mentor and asking the Senate to, quote, do what is right.
This trial has displayed for the country to see a partisan fight within the Republican Party. They didn't prove anything other than they don't like Ken Paxton.
Mr. Buzbee, you said in your closing that we're here because we hate Ken Paxton, and you could not be more wrong. I have loved Ken Paxton for a long time. I've done life with Ken Paxton. We've traveled together, attend church together, and I believe that it is right, as painful as it might be, for us and for you to vote to sustain the articles of impeachment commended to you by the Texas House of Representatives.
Now, hearing from Representative Leach was certainly a surprise. Even at one point, Tony Buzbee tried to stop Mr. Leach from talking in the closing arguments, but Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who is serving as the trial's judge, put that to an end pretty quickly. Now, as far as which argument was most effective for the senators, we're just going to have to wait and see. Deliberations, like you mentioned earlier, Cleo, are set to begin at 9 o'clock, and we're going to head inside as soon as those doors allow us in there. I'll send it back to you. All right.